What's up, Toy Fam? It's Superhero Saturday again, and I'm starting to feel a little bit sad. Why? Because we're about to end the Age of Apocalypse series, the Colossus Build-A-Figure wave, and it was a very pleasant surprise when we chose this as a first round of our Superhero Saturday, moving into the X-Men territory. I was like, okay, it's not that well known of a toy line. It's not that famous. It's something that I could open without feeling a little bit of regret because I just opened it. But now that we're down to the last 2 to 3 figures, I'm like, it was a fantastic run, especially the last episode with Iceman, and we were just floored by the detail on that one. And looking at this next figure that we will be unboxing today, I am truly hyped at what is in store for this episode. So just a recap, we're doing the Build-A-Figure Colossus wave from the Age of Apocalypse timeline. We started with Legion, then Cyclops, then Shadowcat, then Rogue. Set these aside, and the last star of the channel was Iceman. We're done. So basically, what we have is an almost complete Colossus figure. We have the legs, we have the torso, we have the 2 arms. And for today's video, we will be showing you one of the most intriguing, if not mysterious characters from the Marvel world, from the Marvel universe. None other than Wolverine's nemesis, Victor Creed, also known as Sabretooth. All right. For this particular line, by the way, we did not have a villain. Yes, Cyclops was sort of like a villain to start off, but then through the end of the series, the Age of Apocalypse story, he turned out to be an anti-hero, or turned out to be a hero in disguise. Like, he was actually saving mutants from the pens of Mr. Sinister. So he was not really, he was undercover, maybe, or he had a change of heart, more like it. But he was true to form, to his character, even with a proper timeline. Okay, so we basically had all heroes here. This is the first character who has always been a villain in the other X-Men timelines, including the movies. His last appearance was in Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, where he was Tyler Mane, the original guy who played Sabretooth on film. Alright, so this Sabretooth is a little bit different. He's still savage, he's still a menace, but he is a hero. Okay? So probably one of the bigger figures. Yeah, most of these are pretty streamlined, they're pretty, svelte. This one's a bit chunkier. He's a bit more muscular, it's a bit more built in. Probably only the only figure bigger than him would be Colossus once we've built him. So let's set these guys aside for now, all right, and focus on Sabretooth. Let's take a look at the box. All right, it says X-Men Sabretooth. All right, at the top you have Age of Apocalypse, and on this side you have Build-A-Figure Colossus. Build-A-Figure Colossus. Alrighty. Okay. It says here, his brief bio says, Sabretooth, after betraying Apocalypse and making his escape, Sabretooth joins with the mutant rebels, the X-Men, to fight for good in a harsh dystopian future. So he was initially lured by Apocalypse to be one of his henchmen, but a change of heart maybe pushed him to join Magneto and the X-Men or the other mutant rebels. This one had a very close affinity to another mutant named Wild Child. We'll be featuring that on another video, on other videos in the future, but he belongs to the Sugar Man wave, okay? Yeah, I think so. Let me confirm that. So this guy now holds the head of Colossus. All right, so Age of Apocalypse, and this guy has more accessories, I think. He's got an alternate head, and he's got 2 alternate hands. Let's look at the box. On the left side, you have the ominous face of Apocalypse, and you have the menacing visage of Sabretooth in his full ferocity, full ferocious nature, ferocious. What did I say there? That's ferocious. All right, same thing with on the right side. We normally open them from the right side. From the back is Colossus, his bio, and of course the other Build-A-Figure figures that came with the parts of Colossus. Okay. Just a preview. Magneto does not have a Colossus part. Okay? He's just an extra figure. So, let's get right down to it. And let's open Sabretooth. I'm pretty excited. Sabretooth is one of my favorite villains because he's the only one. He's one of the very few characters who can match Wolverine's ferocity and animalistic nature. In fact, there have been times where he could have been close to defeating Wolverine. They both have healing factors. They both have the capability to go into a murderous rage. Sabretooth also has heightened animal senses like sense of smell, sense of sight, sense of hearing. So he's like a bigger, more vicious version of Wolverine. Instead of claws that pop out of his knuckles, his claws come out of his nails. So they're really literally claws, and they're pretty sharp ones too. According to lore, Sabretooth is actually the brother of Wolverine. All right, they have the same dads, I think. So let's look at the box. The inner box again still has Apocalypse. All right, this one's a little bit chunkier. I could tell. It's got more weight to it. Okay, so this is Apocalypse. Oh. Ooh, interesting. He has accessories on the other clamshell. There's a hidden clamshell. I believe the red ribbon is... No, not the cakes. Red ribbon. Not the pastry. Belongs to Colossus. Part of his bandana or his mask. And these are ponytails for Victor Creed's head. Oh, there's a slot for the... Oh, this is going to be very, very interesting. So let's set this aside. Let's look at the main figure. I am pleasantly surprised. Wonderfully appalled. No, wonderfully surprised. So you've got the alternate head. You've got the Colossus head. You've got the 2 alternate hands. I wish they had claws. You know, claw like Iceman. Like the Iceman figure. But anyway, let's take him out. Pretty chunky already, pretty hefty. There is significant weight to this guy. He probably weighs as heavy as 2 of these other figures combined. Okay, come out, Victor. Victor Creed. Now, Victor Creed has been played by a number of actors. Particularly Tyler Mane in X-Men, the first X-Men, and he was played by Tyler Mane in Marvel, Wolverine and Deadpool, but he was also portrayed by Liev Schreiber in Wolverine Origins. All right, okay, so this guy is quite the action figure. I love the way he stands right out of the box. Let's do an articulation review as we always do. He can turn. Nice. And he can, oh, interesting. He can look up. He can't fly, but he can look up. All right. Okay. That's interesting. Now, let's take one of these ponytails out and see how he looks with it. Nice. Nice. Pretty cool. This is the look that Sabretooth never had in the comic books or even in the movies. Now, let's take this out so that I can show you the other interesting parts of him. Okay. So that's pretty interesting, the ponytail and the way the neck works. This is something I want to point your attention to. This is like a collar. Now, similar to Rogue, who had the metal balls, and same thing with Magneto. But this one, same thing with Rogue. It has a peg at the back. And let's get this out. And there's a notch that slips into the hole so it doesn't move. So it retains his look. So they didn't mold it into the plastic. So it comes in like some sort of a part of his costume. Same thing with I think the belt is also removable. Yeah. He's just wedged in tight, but it's pretty, I think it's separate from the plastic. Okay. Now let's look at the arms. As normal, you have the 90 degrees, and then you've got the bicep twist. You've got the elbow. This one is just a single jointed elbow, probably because of the size. And you can also see the pin. Now the hands are quite limited, doesn't move much. Okay, doesn't move much because of this gauntlet, or I'm not sure, it's a wristband or something on the right side. On the left side, there's more movement, there's more articulation. Okay, it's more range of motion. Now it has a waist twist. As you can see, the belt is not attached to the plastic. It also has an ab crunch. Okay, the legs, as per usual, can go that far. Doesn't go as far to the back because of this part. All right, leg twist, usual, the quads, and you've got the double jointed knee. Okay, this one, as you can see, has a nick on the back of the knee. That's something it happens. Okay, can't always have a perfect figure. The boots are just amazing. The detail on this even has some creases on the boots, on the belt, on the neck, whatever. Even on the gloves, you can see some creases. Okay, I love the detail that they've put into this, and the joint on the ankle, as with all the others. Okay, all right. Wow. Now, this is something I haven't seen. Wolverine and Sabretooth, being animalistic types of individuals or having more animal tendencies, are pretty hairy. So if you look at the arms, you'd see that they've put enough detail to make the arms look or appear hairy. Okay? Those are, hairy arms. All right. Wow. Now he does have an alternate face, or you can put Colossus's face on him, but he has an alternate head. And let's see him with that. Okay, this one's a little bit more menacing. This one's got the angry mug. It's got really growling. Growling. Nasty, I'm gonna attack you. And the thing about Sabretooth, I don't know if this is part of the lore or part of his mutant powers, but when he gets mad, you don't see any black. You don't see the black in the eyes. It's just all white. Pretty much like when Storm uses her powers. So you can pop it out really easy, and you can replace it. That's what I love about the Marvel Legends, is that you can easily replace the parts. Don't make me a liar. Okay. There we go. Easy. It's easier, and I have more confidence in replacing the parts for the Marvel Legends than with the Super 7. Okay? So that will complete the look. Let's add the ponytail. That is Victor Creed in its full ferocity. Wow. Just the way he stands is just amazing. I love it. I love it. Especially if you look at the hand, especially the right hand, it's really continuous. It's like it's got the metal bracer, and it also has a metal arm guard or something. Not that he needs it because of his mutant healing factor, but it's a nice touch. The costume, the touches of silver across the brown and tan adds a little bit more depth. Okay? So that's the articulation review. Let's do a toy review. No, before we get into that, let's do the alternate hands. Let's do a balled up. My hand. But he can grow it back. Nice. Okay, be careful because the hair just takes very little effort to get off. You know. Damn. All right. Just standing there, he looks menacing. He has that effect. You don't have to do much with him. He's just full ferociousness. Okay? Ferocity. Okay? Let's do a toy review. Wow. This is turning into not just an unboxing, but turning into a full-on adventure for me. I love these figures, and I am totally amazed by how well they're built, how well they look, how well they stand, how well they bring back memories of childhood. It's a very nice trip down memory lane for me. Now, again, the Marvel Legends they're not stunning while they're in the box. They're not eye candy when they're in the box, especially when they're placed in shelves like this. Okay, you see the drawing, you see not much, right? So, and even when you take them out of the box, the lack of accessories make you think this is too simple. But if anything, Marvel Legends taught me is that simplicity is beauty, and then more is not always better. It's sometimes just more. So it does have, like Sabretooth here, colors are not that striking, but they're pretty cool, right? Again, we go to price point. I got it on the cheap, considering that it was after a few years when it was released, and we got it from somewhere else. But it's still within the range of a reasonable toy purchase, okay? Now, playability and posability. Playability, let's go playability first. You don't have to have a lot of accessories for it to be playable. It just has to have that, does he look angry? I mean, goodness, look at this. Look at this. It doesn't have to bare its teeth to make it look like there's an animal within. Okay? He looks like, I'm gonna eat your liver, like no, he's gonna bite your head off, right? Without saying a word, just like, "Grr," that grimace. Okay. Playability. I mean, look at he's one of the more stable figures that we've unboxed in recent years or in recent episodes. Like it doesn't probably because the center of gravity is right in the middle, but I'm excited about what kind of poses we can put him in, and we'll do that for the whole showcase. But yeah, he's really top notch. Posability, man, look at the accent on the paint. I mean, just the leather like plastic here, the silver on the gauntlet, the hair on the arms, the detail of the hair on the head and the ponytail. Just and the sideburns. Who can forget the sideburns, right? Look at the sideburns on that one. Puts Elvis Presley to shame, right? And my goodness, the creases on the glove, even on the palm, look, the creases on the glove makes you think it's real leather. On the boots, same thing. On the boots, look at that. Look at that. It's just amazing. All right. Posability, shelf appeal. Oh, absolutely. Even with the pin. Man, probably one of my favorites for this month. And that's saying a lot. We're just in the middle of the month. This is my favorite for the month. One of my favorites for the month. Maybe top 3. Okay. So, final decision, guys. Is this cool? Is it not cool? Is it totally cool? Hands down, without skipping a beat, totally cool. This guy is totally cool. I would love to photograph, video, do a bunch of other stuff with him. See, he got mad because I pushed him and he fell on his face. But the things that you can do with him artistically, and just him standing on your shelf together with the rest of the toys, he's gonna stand out. He's gonna pop. Trust me. I would love to do a comparison video with the other Sabretooth figures that we have, and we'll do that later on in future episodes. This guy, top grade, high quality. Love this episode. Anyway, so that ends our review. We thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get notified for future episodes. Follow us on TikTok and Facebook. Again, Facebook and TikTok are still on a slow pace, but we're going to put in more content there, more shorts, more videos. For the long form, stay tuned to YouTube. This is Superhero Saturday. Every Saturdays is about superheroes and supervillains. We're going to do Iron Man. We're going to do more X-Men. We're going to do some Marvel stuff. We might even do some Marvel props. Okay? Supervillains, a bunch of them. Thursdays, Throwback Thursdays, and Transformers Tuesdays. So that ends our episode. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on our next episode. Guys, remember, toys are not just cool. Especially this guy. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.